Just a quick one. It's another springtime here at Fat Moose Comics, which means another fresh crop of shitty adolescents who are hitting puberty and don't quite know how to handle themselves in public. About 2 weeks ago, a gaggle of like 8 kids comes in. Backpacks, all have beverages. First thing I said, gentlemen, please leave your beverages out in the hallway so we don't spill anything. And while you're at it, maybe you could leave your backpacks out there too. So, all right, they do that. They comply. Compliance will be rewarded. And they all gather in the corner and they're giggling at something or other and looking over their shoulders at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching you. I didn't say anything, but just letting them know I am paying attention to what's going on in my store. And then after a few minutes, they just wandered around. They didn't even cover like the whole store. They didn't come to the other side. They just wandered around for a second, touched a few things, and then left. On the way out, the 2 final kids, the first one says, thank you. And I said, oh, thank you. Have a good weekend. Second one goes, thank you, Daddy, and runs out. And I'm like, oh, well, there's the asshole, or at least one of them. And so now, just earlier, 2 of them came in, the final 2 from last time. I didn't recognize them. All kids look alike to me. I can't tell. I don't care. But they came in, and they just had little smirks on their faces, and I knew something was going on. So I look around for a minute, and one kid goes, excuse me, do you have older comics? I'm like, well, considering your age, probably most of the comics I have in here are older comics. I said, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? He goes, like comics from the 80s? I said, yeah, we got a bunch of those. He goes, well, where are they? I was like, well, no comic shop stocks their books by the age, it's by title. Is there a specific title you're looking for? Batman, Spider-Man, whatever? No. Okay. So they wander around to the other side of the store, and I hear like a little thud, and a kid giggles. So I look over, and I didn't see anything out of place. But then still these little smirks on their faces, like they're getting away with something, or they're planning to. And then they walk out. As they're going downstairs, one kid like makes some weird noise, makes a noise, and they slam the door. I'm like, okay. So I go out onto the fire escape here, because if you want to leave this parking lot, unless you go out through the back, through the little bushes, you got to go out this way past the fire escape. So I go out, and the one kid, there's a skinnier kid and a thicker kid. All I see is the thicker kid out by the sidewalk, and he's walking away, but then he turns and looks, and he sees me. And I don't say anything, I'm just looking at him, and he walks away. Now, all of a sudden, the smaller one comes from over by the back door, and he comes running up, and he goes, Sean. So obviously that other kid's name is Sean. Sean, come here. And he doesn't see me. So he goes over by like the power meter and stuff on the corner of the building, and he's like poking at something. So I said, hey, and he jumped. I said, don't fuck with that, all right? You're getting in a lot of trouble. And he goes, and walked away. So I do know that the larger kid's name is Sean. And now I've seen them 2 or 3 times, so now I hopefully will recognize them. I think I will. I'm really bad with facial recognition. But at least next time, I know the bigger kid's name is Sean. So if they come in and act the fool, I'll just say, hey, Sean, do I have to call your parents? Maybe that'll put the fear of God into them. I don't know. But every springtime, it's just, the previous crop of shitty adolescents age out. Or sometimes I have to get the cops involved, and then they never come back because police. But now it looks like we got this year's fresh crop of little jerks, so I will have to be on my toes. But I got one of their names, and that's half the battle. Thank you. Have a good weekend.